What's going on, fanatics? For the Morning Fanatic, I'm Albert Torres, and here we go again. It's December. It's the Dallas Cowboys playing disappointing football once again. It's the whole cycle again, you know? Get your hopes up. We them boys. This is our year. Play well. Then we start losing the games when we need to win some. We clinched the playoff spot. That's good and all. But like this game showed, we need home field. We need home field advantage. And this loss definitely doesn't help. James Cook had a career best for the Buffalo Bills, 179 yards rushing. He scored twice. Josh Allen threw for just 94 yards for the Bills, who have won 2 consecutive games now. And they're in a great spot. They're trying to make the playoffs. They're hungry. We clinched ours. We came out flat. I don't know if that was the reason for us coming out flat, but we just didn't play well. We're 3-4 on the road, or we dropped to 3-4 on the road, where we've been outscored 156 to 152, when at home we've outscored opponents 279 to 108, and we're 7-0 at home this season. But this game was just, it sucked. The Cowboys sucked after playing a dominant game on both offensive lines, setting the tone last game. They just got runned over by James Cook. The Buffalo Bills rushed 49 times. 49 times. It just kept running it up. We couldn't stop it. Just like last year, we have problems with the run, and we just weren't able to stop it. They were too dominant. Their offensive line was way more physical. Their defensive line as well was more physical. They didn't let us do anything. We were held to 3 points up until the end. Trash time. Finally got a score. And it's just not good enough, man. It's just not good enough. It's everybody's fault. Not Dak Prescott's fault. It's not on our offense. It's on our offense. It's on our defense. Everything. We just didn't come to play. We weren't prepared. The weather was even good at the beginning. There's no snow in Buffalo or in New York. I mean, in December, we got lucky. This was a game that we should have won, and we didn't. We got destroyed again. Here we go again. It's December, and of course, playing disappointing football. But I hope the Dallas Cowboys, just like the 49ers game, I hope that they learn from this, just like they did, went on a run. I'd rather lose these type of games right now, learn from them, and have a deep playoff push. I know I'm getting too ahead of myself here, and maybe being delusional, maybe. But I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. I try to give it to you all straight down the middle, the good, the bad, everything. And I have a feeling that just like when we learned from that 49ers game and we went on a run, we're going to learn from this. Now we have another tough matchup at Miami. Tyreek Hill didn't play today. I have a feeling he's going to want to play against the Dallas Cowboys and this defense next week. So we got to figure out how to contain, how to try to stop. Well, I guess not stop, but how to contain Tyreek Hill, because that's going to be tough. And we got to get to Tua. We got to do better. The defense has got to do better. Micah Parsons has got to do better. Let's see, what did he have today? Only 2 tackles. Not solos, just help. No sacks, no nothing. Just a quiet game for Micah Parsons. And sometimes some of the stuff that he does, it doesn't come up on the stat sheet. But today, nothing came out on the stat sheet or on the field. It was just horrendous. And hopefully, like I mentioned, the Cowboys will learn from this. They will. They'll go on a run. And this definitely takes a hit on Dak Prescott on winning NFL MVP. I think that puts the nail on the coffin for that after the 49ers just destroyed the Arizona Cardinals, and Brock Purdy had another great day. 242 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, just dominant. So that's going to hurt Dak Prescott on the MVP. Brock Purdy, congratulations. You've probably won yourself the MVP already. They might even just lock in on that number 1 seed as well. So that sucks. I thought the Cowboys were going to come to play after that big win against Philadelphia. They didn't. Now, also, while the Buffalo Bills dominated the ball and the run game, we just haven't been doing well either with our own running game. Pollard hasn't had over 100 yards since week 3 against the Cardinals, which we lost. He had 122 yards, and he hasn't had any 100-yard rushing games. That's been the only one of the season. And sometimes he looks explosive, sometimes he looks good. He just hasn't been very consistent. We're going to have to fix that in the offseason. Cowboys are not going to pay him. No way they should pay him, I think. Rico Dotto is pretty good here and there as well, but I don't think he's going to be our workhorse or main running back. So it's got to be something that the Cowboys have to look into next season. Again, it's always the same thing. We also got to look for somebody on defense to stop the run. You know, Jonathan Hankins was missing from our offensive line. He does help us against the run. Another key component of the defensive line, and we didn't have him. No excuses. We still sucked today, and we're going to have to move on to Miami. There's nothing else to say. Move on to Miami, clean slate, learn from this, and be ready for Tyreek Hill. Be ready for Miami, and they got to be ready. They didn't show up. Don't get complacent. Make the playoffs. That's good and all, but the Cowboys were fighting still for something. Now, I don't know if we're just going to have to fight for our division now, hoping that the Eagles lose tomorrow. We'll see how Jalen Hurts is. He was ill. His situation worsened or got worse today. So let's see how that goes. Hoping for Philly to lose at this point, and that way we can have a chance at winning that NFC East, even though Philly does have a lot of the tiebreakers. But all we can do is hope at this point, learn from this, and we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Big game for the Cowboys next week. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Morning Fanatic.